So continuing from my last video, the reason why problems can't be solved and all we do is oppose each other. Think about no one wants to watch movies about people that primarily watch movies. Think about that. There's a paradox in society where if everyone acted appropriately all the time, then we wouldn't have any entertainment. It's like we need mischief, we need lying, we need problems, we need the ordinary so that we can have the extraordinary. We need the heel, the people pressing down on us in order, that we have something to overcome. Like they did this experiment where they had trees inside a contained environment with no wind, and the trees didn't form properly because they didn't have wind resistance. So when rich people that are successful and kind of boring, when they get mad at people for shenanigans, they have to understand that they need shenanigans for them to have anything to watch on TV. These movies, that you need some kind of source material. So Kant's categorical imperative is probably wrong. You probably couldn't have a society that even functioned properly without mischief. The comedian even owes a debt to the people they make fun of. Otherwise, there'd be nothing to do. We just meditate. And it's weird thinking that way because you're kind of saying that problems need to exist and also they can't really be solved. And they're not supposed to be. But what do you do then? That's real nihilism. That's why I study why or what this is. Because I just need something to not be bored, really. Like I was talking about in the last video, in nature there's no pure use of concepts. And so you can look at things like two guys running into each other, right? Which guy goes flying, the smaller guy or the bigger guy? That's basically, you can describe that with the equation mass times acceleration equals mass times acceleration, for the bigger person and the little person. And the bigger the mass, the less they're going to be accelerated, and the smaller the mass, the more they're going to be accelerated. There's a symmetry, or it's asymmetrical, right? Both sides of the situation, but there's still a symmetry in the quantity. That's what we call the conservation of momentum. That's just another example of how we can re-describe physical laws as combinations of quasi-opposing concepts like symmetry and asymmetry. Also, the matter-antimatter asymmetry is interesting because it's not a pure asymmetry. You have asymmetry in quantity, there's more matter than antimatter, but it's without an asymmetry in kind, meaning all the antimatter is not just excluded, even though it's not useful for anything. So it's not, nature didn't leave out the stuff that's not useful. It kept it in. It's just that one is significantly more in quantity than the other, but it didn't splice out a quality. It left the negatively charged protons and the positively charged electrons in nature. So it's not a pure asymmetry. Another thing is about the pure use of concepts is when you measure the electron mass. If you take margin of error as not margin of error, but as just the limits of measurement, at least for quantum phenomena, then the electron mass is variable. So it's not unique. But it is unique in the sense that it's never going to be confused for a muon or a Dow particle or a proton, right? So it's unique. It's not unique, but within a unique range. And that's how you can have like a juxtaposition of a quasi-opposing concepts without a contradiction. And that's our left hemisphere trying to make an either-or relationship, so it invents margin of error. So it feels like it has like an exact number, like an electron mass is this exact number. But then the other thing is like, are you saying that the electron mass is literally composed of these artificially uniform units that we invented, like joules or volts, electron volts? We gotta be careful what we are imposing on nature, like our either or sentences. It equals or it doesn't equal, it is or it isn't, it will happen or it won't happen. When nature kind of squiggles out of those. What else? Yeah, and also everyone, this, you know, the more left hemisphere types, they will call like the worker people lazy because they're bureaucratically lazy, basically. That's what they're really saying, because we live in opposite land, and the people that are calling like the employees lazy are the ones that are lazy. And that's kind of why like you kind of have to give up on things, because everything's opposite. The people that get paid the most do the least. And you're never going to convince the other left hemisphere emphasized side that that's not the case. Like the left hemisphere emphasized side, they're the people that freaked out about the pandemic, and the people that are more, you know, aware, they had to take all that abuse from those people. We're tied down by these people. But they'll call you paranoid for thinking that there's a plan to control everyone with the COVID and the mass. So you see everything's inverted. And also, it's evil all the way up, all the way down. Like no one's gonna let you sleep on their couch anymore to get your life back on track. It's like everything's ruthless. Everything has a price tag on it now. I remember when I was like 20, 22, 23, 24, I could like couch surf, you know, for a summer, you know, and just, it felt like more people are willing to help other people. You know, this all kind of started with baseball stadiums. Remember when they started putting the advertisements on the home run walls and everyone complained? Now we have it like on the jerseys. Eventually you can expect everything to be like a race car where it has all the advertisements on it, you know. But so I don't see it reverting back. Like everything has a price tag on it now. Everything's about power. It's basically the left hemisphere became more and more and more and more emphasized. I don't see how you need like some kind of huge right hemisphere revolution to stop what's coming. And the fact that no one even knows what's going on makes that seem impossible. But who knows?